going to say, it was a bit of a controversial video because I remember... God. Hello guys, and welcome back to TirsbaekTV. You join us in a slightly different setting than usual because today is 10 years, hard to believe it, but 10 years since we created the channel TirsbaekTV, August 10th, 2011, I believe it was. So what we're going to do today is almost like a TirsbaekTV history lesson. We're going to go back in time to the first videos we ever made on YouTube. More importantly, because most of you watching probably have not seen these videos, because we're not talking about the videos that you can go back onto down to the bottom of our video page and see. It's not those videos, because we made videos, a lot of videos before that, which are now unlisted or private, so you can't actually see them on our channel anymore. And the reason for that is just because they're slightly different in terms of like quality and just what we like. The focus of the videos is slightly different for the kind of thing we do now, and we've moved on.
We kind of figured out what we wanted to do, and to do that we needed to go different ways to kind of figure out and pinpoint Land Rovers.
Exactly. So we found our niche now, but back then we were doing different things, being a bit more experimental, I guess you can say. So we're actually going to do a react video today, just for a bit of fun, and because, like I said, it's 10 years since we started the channel. But in reality, we've been doing the kind of videos we do now for 5, 6 or something. Like, I think 2015 was probably where you started to see the TirsbaekTV that you know now. But to go all the way back to our very first video, that was the Land Rover, the Land Rover Lightweight was the first vehicle ever to appear in a TirsbaekTV video made using GoPro. Very important. And that was our original logo that you can see there. Shooting, gaming, driving. Because originally basically when we started the channel, it was like we live in this cool place with lots of like Land Rovers and ATVs and tractors and all these cool vehicles, and we go out shooting and do all of this countryside stuff, and we're like, how cool would it be to make a channel out of that? You know, it's pretty unique living here, right? Yeah. And so you bought a GoPro.
I got a GoPro from, where was it?
Somewhere. You went on holiday, I think.
Yeah, I went on holiday somewhere and I found the GoPro and said this will be the coolest thing ever to have.
It was the original, the first gen, which you still have.
I still have it somewhere. I just broke it because we broke the lens somehow.
Did we?
Yeah. Okay. We did manage to eventually break it, but I still got it somewhere. 2011.
We were 15, 16, I think, back then. And the plan was to make like driving videos of like Land Rovers and ATVs, shooting and gaming as also, because we're big into gaming. And
we never got about doing any shooting.
No, we never
made one gaming video other than that.
We made one gaming video on the TirsbaekTV channel on Battlefield 3, which, like I said, it's unlisted now, you can't see it anymore. But
and as well, going through here when we were driving, we didn't have any GoPro mounts. Actually, we had some, but we were quite scarce to use them, so we used the
mounts. They were the sticky ones. It was the sticky ones, which are like you just stick to something and then it's there. Like, it's not like a suction cup like we use now, where you stick and you can move around the windscreen or wherever you're filming. We just had those sticky pads, which you just stuck to stuff, and it was like, it was there, and if you peeled it off, you're probably going to like rip the paint off your car or something.
And we only had about 2 or 3 of them in total.
That came with the camera.
Yeah, so we used the mounting of the camera in the box, where it had like a glass monitor, a plastic monitor over it, and then that was a plastic mounting. So we took that, put it onto the bumper, and then duct taped it in place.
It's still there, isn't it?
I think it's still there. You can see where it has been. It might have been taken off, I'm not sure. But you can definitely see what has been there. Yeah.
But basically this GoPro was duct taped to the front bumper of this Land Rover Lightweight as we drove around, and this track we've been around many more times in videos since, and the Land Rover Lightweight is still around. We got it out a couple of years ago. We were always looking for ways to improve. I remember this. So like the second video was, again, the Land Rover Lightweight off-roading part 2. Part 2. I even put that. But I remember the difference with this one was we put music on it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I remember. You remember we ran over it?
Yeah.
So again, we didn't, like we said, we didn't have any equipment. We just had this one GoPro. We didn't have like a tripod or mounts or whatever. So it was this bit here. We were driving through the field, and we put it on the ground, but I think it was on a box.
I think it was on a wooden
It was
box,
like
an old ammo
case or something. And we put the camera on top of it, and we thought we were so cool with these shots. Drive over the GoPro so you see the underneath of the Land Rover. But the box was too high, so we knocked it off. But the GoPro was fine. It was actually the box that broke.
Yeah.
So I think, didn't we even put that it was like a blooper or something? I don't know. So we went drove it, and then, oh no, it wasn't that one.
I think we did it a couple of times, but I think we drove over it, and then the camera was in between the box and the ground, of course, and the Land Rover.
More videos are coming this.
Ooh, coming soon. But then we drove over it, and then the underside Land Rover hit the camera, and the camera then completely smashed the lid of that ammo box to pieces, so the GoPro was like inside of the box all of a sudden.
I love this. Thank you for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe if you like what you see, but don't go yet. We have a small blooper : S. Like that's
everywhere.
But I think that kind of summarizes. That's not just us. That's like YouTube 10 years ago. It was people did this. It's like Windows Movie Maker, and people always put this like, "Don't forget to subscribe" text at the end. Exactly. And then I love how we put credits: driving and logo design Nissa, filming and editing Liam, as if that mattered. And then bang, we hit it, and the GoPro survived. And then the GoPro was mounted too high, but the indestructible GoPro was unharmed. There wasn't even a single, and then I don't know what, because there's a blob of mud. So there's me showing the box.
You can see where the GoPro got dented into the box.
Yeah. And
but we did manage to break the GoPro. I just can't remember how we did it, but we smashed the lens somehow.
Yeah. And then this one, because back then we didn't have our own Land Rovers, and we weren't old enough to have driving licenses.
No.
So, it's green now. We've changed it. Yeah, and this one actually has 1,855 views. That's off-roading. But this time, it's with two S's. It's ATVs.
ATVs.
And like I said, we didn't have driving licenses. We didn't have Land Rover, like our own Land Rovers. There's just Land Rovers around the farm, which we just mucked around with. But we had ATVs or quad bikes, which we used to go out all the time on, and we had a few mods on them. So we had like this list of mods.
I think that was when we started doing mods to
modifying stuff.
We were actually, that was the first time we were modifying stuff and buying stuff off the internet and putting that on.
This is the one with the huge mud hole. I remember spraying you. Yeah, and I got you completely wet. I remember that. But I remember when we used to go out, it was always like almost like a challenge to see how muddy and wet we could get. It was just like we'd come back home and we'd literally be soaked from like head to toe.
We just took pretty much all the clothes off, and then we went in and played Halo or something like that. All the clothes just like big pile with boots and all that. We
just take all that off and then go grab a Coke and go and play video games.
Do that for the next
go play Call of Duty or something. It was probably around here where we started doing these ATV videos that I think we made a Facebook page as well. And we had, because I remember we posted a few pictures of the ATVs.
Yeah.
And I remember posting a screenshot of when we hit 30 subscribers and putting it on the Facebook page. And I was like, "Thank you so much for 30 subscribers." And it was like I think we were just mind blown that people were actually watching. It wasn't like 30 is a big number. It was just, there's actually 30 people that want to watch this.
Living humans somewhere out in the world
that was the coolest part.
And actually subscribe.
Oh, that was the coolest part. And then we did Ford tractor cultivating with Eminem. With Eminem over the top. For some reason, not like, there's probably the only video in history where a Ford tractor and Eminem are both in the same video. Yeah. So then we actually jumped to when you got your V8 Defender, which we still have, or V890 as it's technically known, which that was in, we can actually see it, 2012. So what we were like 16, 17?
Yeah, it was just before I could get my driver's license, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We went ahead and got it just like a year or so before, because again, we got quite a big ground to drive around in, and it was up for sale.
Yeah, so like you didn't need a license, you could drive around on the farm.
Yeah, and then the price for that car was about 3 times less than what it is now.
Yeah, what it's worth.
Yeah, what it's worth. It was like nothing, like peanuts compared to what I could sell it for if it just kept it in that state or anything like that, just having driven it around.
Okay, so it's actually us driving up. And then the other thing we can point out here, it used to be a pickup. Yeah. So it was a single cab pickup, and now of course it's a hardtop.
Yeah.
But when you got it, it was a pickup, and it's been like modified completely. Like you can see, hasn't got the big chunky tires or anything.
No.
It's a pickup.
Yeah,
that was like no mods.
Just picked it
back
up
then, but this is literally just. Actually, we can probably. Can we? I don't know if that's going to record the sound, but.
I think the only thing left pretty much is just the checker plating and the dash. Everything else has been swapped from what you can see.
Sorry, video quality will be much better in full version. Subscribe for full video. So was there a full what? Is this not the full video? This was a teaser. Oh, I see. So now, there's an extra 27 seconds of.
That's the full video.
Yeah, an extra 27 seconds. Holy crap! It has 20,000 views. What? Okay, so actually that video did quite. It has some comments. What are the comments? I'm curious.
Lol.
Thank you, Stuart McMillan. If you're still watching and hopefully subscribed 9 years ago, Stuart said "lol," and I'm not sure if he meant to put that comment on this video or not because I don't know what's so funny about it. But that was the first. Okay, we had the Land Rover Lightweight in the first video.
Yeah.
But that was just more of a coincidence in a way. That was like the first time your V8 90 appeared on the channel. Then there was some random bits in between, so it was like just another GoPro. We did a lot of this just like sticking GoPros on and when we would just go for a drive anyway and we would just put it on YouTube. But still, they did fairly well, like 1,000 or 2,000 views sometimes.
Yes.
Then the Battlefield 3
nice.
montage.
Yeah.
Because obviously, driving, shooting, gaming, it took us...
I think it was just us trolling really, just
it was.
being pricks, blowing people up with C4, recording it.
I think I was going on, for anyone that, maybe a lot of you are not into video games or Battlefield, but I remember, just going around putting C4 on stuff, which is kind
really
of...
annoying.
It's kind of annoying if you're into this sort of thing, and like going up behind tanks and AA tanks and just like throwing C4 at people. It's a lot of fun.
Just hiding in bush, jumping out, slapping C4 onto people and blowing them up with T-bag.
We've also liked our own video. It's very
that's good.
We're a quarter of the total likes on this video.
It's looking a bit better when we do it.
But 144 views, so you can tell this is like not obviously jeez. I like how far he drove back before he got to the then blew up, so yeah. And then for some reason there's another sound clip of your V8, but it got 6,200 views. And then this one I'm curious about because I actually don't remember this. What do you do on a rainy day? I don't know. You go off-roading. OFC. Oh, we got like the dual cup. So we were obviously using the Hero 1 and the Hero 2.
Or maybe we just took the track 2 times and just did one round with down by the wheel and one round.
I think we did that actually because the quality to me looks better on this than the Hero 1. So I think you're right. I think we did it twice. Yeah. But actually I think that's quite a good angle. Yeah. I like that angle, seeing the wheel go up and down and through the mud. Actually, that's quite cool. Do you remember? I don't know if that wasn't that right when we got it. We took your V8 90 out and we got it stuck somewhere. I think it was actually where you go into the Earth Day track just before. It's because you have these really deep ruts. Yeah. And I think it was in there, and we just went in, like, we had no idea what was up ahead, and I think you just went in and it just bottomed out.
I'm pretty sure we did it.
And I think your dad came and rescued us in his tractor.
I think it was that way around, but we both did that, and we also got the lightweight stuck up in the hills.
Oh, yeah, I remember that up there.
Where Morpha came out with his Discovery 3,
yeah,
and he couldn't get to us, And then after that, my dad came in a Ford tractor. He was like really surprised that we made it all the way into the woods and it was just pouring down. We were like sitting inside the small Redley diesel, just hearing all the way
that canvas roof.
Yeah.
We had a kind of breakthrough moment where we looked at each other and was like, what if we turn the camera around and we present in front of the camera? And it was really like, it did feel like a bit of a wow, like we were the first people to think of it, like what if we turn the camera around and present something instead of just sticking GoPros on stuff. So it was meant to be a review of the V8 and TD5 review, even though I don't think it went at all into like the specifics of a V8 or a TD5.
3 minutes.
I love this panning. So this is us trying to be like sort of Top Gear-esque and do these cool panning shots and like pick out the details of the vehicle, and it's like the panning is like like it's on like a rusty old tripod or something, like
binding up.
Because we were literally just holding the handle of the tripod and like trying to move
to do it.
So you can see, and it's the camera work is not great. But again, it was like another step forward
Yeah,
for
it
us. And
that was first time doing shots like that on it.
yeah, exactly. It was the first time we excuse me, actually thought about how we could be a bit more dynamic rather than just like put a camera on this helmet and drive. So we started with these very weird pans. I think that is there voiceover. Shall we?
Production in 1983,
yeah.
succeeding the original Land Rover series. In these 30 years, the defenders...
Sounds like an old post-war thing. Montgomery has just announced.
1999. But I remember this was a bit of a controversial video. Oh, so yours got the heart song. What is this like swagger into the video
With the Land Rover t-shirt on.
Yeah, the Land Rover t-shirt. So I got straight into the video. As I was going to say, it was a bit of a controversial video because I remember. God, the crazy.
See that?
Wait, look at. I love the way I'm like reaching for the door handle. Watch my hand. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? I'm like trying to feel like.
Oh,
So.
yeah, I own this bad boy. Oh God.
Oh, with hair slightly too long and folded arms now and oh boy.
I bet your legs are proper wide standing there.
Yeah, we'll get onto that later. But anyway, as I wanted to say, this video was a bit controversial because I remember I actually wrote a script for it. It wasn't like we were doing this off the off the top of our heads. I actually wrote a script for it, and I think I took inspiration from the review or like lots of Top Gear reviews. So basically, there was a lot of lines in this which were very Clarkson-esque or basically stolen from Clarkson because that's what I was really into, and that was my kind of idol in terms of presenting to camera. And this was the first time we'd ever done something like this, so obviously I didn't know where to start, so I kind of looked for Top Gear and that kind of stuff for inspiration, and I think the script was very, or should we say, borrowed from other sort of previous Top Gear type things. And so the controversial part was there was a lot of comments of people saying like, you just ripped off this and you stole this line from this, and Clarkson said this in this video. So there was a lot of people like accusing us of copying other things, and I don't know how many. Should we actually have a look at the comments?
I also think that was the time where we got the first camera, the Canon camera I still got.
Oh god, good point.
Yeah,
so now,
reflex camera.
like the camera you're watching us on now is this Canon, proper Canon camera. We're not filming on a GoPro, of course. And that was the first sort of proper camera we had. Was when we filmed.
And I got that from Harvest Money. So we went to a shop in Copenhagen and I saw this camera. It was on the like a hot sale thing. I just went, I need that. And then I asked my dad, can I have it if I do the whole harvest without getting anything? I just need this camera. I was like, yeah, sure, you'll go get it. And I got the big blue 64 gigabyte class 10 SD card in there as well. And was rocking that around his stock lens, everything that was on it. I think that was the first time we used it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because then you did this one.
So that's in depth.
In depth. Yeah. This isn't a review; it's an overview, not a review.
Oh,
very important distinction there. Well, I think you basically went through maybe the mods or something on your.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. Jesus, you look young, man.
Where's my chin?
Like you don't look like the same person. Like who is that?
The shorts look like the ones I've got on now.
Yeah, I think it's actually the same shorts you're wearing.
I did also have the stereo on the center console.
Oh yeah, I think you had the subwoofers because that was the speakers you can see.
Yeah.
So you did the speakers and the subwoofer. Obviously, as an 18-year-old kid, that was the most important thing, is to have the whopping great subwoofers that take half the rear.
You need to.
There we go. There's the subwoofers.
Still got them in the back.
Yeah, they're still there. And then I did a review of my dad's Disco 4, so he had a Disco 4 back then, which actually did 6,000 views. Again, but it's like the same thing, voiceover at the start with some kind of slightly awkward pans, but again, just really like looking how we can experiment and get different shots, and then, here we go. What is this like? But what is this obsession with walking? It's like, film, now walk and talk, you have to walk and talk. You can't just like stand here and present something, like walk, get moving. I don't know, that was the thing, obviously the in thing back then. God. Again, if any of you guys watching have seen these videos or like you subscribed way back when we were doing this stuff, then like virtual high five, like props to you, because that is so cool. That's a throwback. Just try. I think you were filming all of these.
Yeah, but now we've got like the driving and the filming at the same time and explaining. So it's like an extra.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're driving and talking instead of just having a voiceover and then just come up
hiding in the grass.
Just come up from the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously had or at least I had a fascination with this kind of like a movement shot. It had to be like walking and talking or getting out of a car or something like that. It was like my direction. There was it was a competition in a farming magazine.
Danish farming magazine.
Danish farming magazine to make a video of your harvest. You know, and it had to be like max 3 minutes long or something, and you could put music on it.
59 seconds.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I don't know. I imagine. And of course, you know, we lived on a farm. We made videos, and I think your mum saw the article or something. And it was like, "Hey, why don't you guys try and do this?" Because I think there was a cash prize or something like that. So like, well, we can do that. We're good at making videos. But the reason I bring that up was because the way we make TirsbaekTV, or when we started doing like the mod type videos, it was very much inspired by Mighty Car Mods, I would say. That was our really big inspiration when we started doing the mod stuff and moving away from this like cheesy Top Gear kind of thing. And then you sent one of those harvest videos to Mighty Car Mods.
And we used his music.
Yeah, that was why. I remember, because we used Mighty Car Mod, or Moog specifically. They make their own music. Mighty Car Mods is a YouTube channel for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Nice YouTube channel.
And they make their own. They make their own music as well for all their videos. And we used their music for one of those harvest videos, and then you sent the video, or you posted it to their Facebook page. And they actually replied and said, like, the scenery looks stunning, can we come and visit you, or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And I can put I've got the screenshots saved somewhere, I'll put it up on the screen. So that for us was super cool, because then what happened next is we started doing these kind of mod videos, and this was very much inspired by Mighty Car Mods when we got to this part. And that's my Defender now.
Yeah.
So now we've got your V8 and a My Defender, which are kind of the two flagship vehicles of this channel. What was it? The bonnet vents, I think?
Now we're getting into doing mods, actually.
So, and then I did the same with the side KBX vent, so the one where the snorkel goes. I did that, I fitted that, basically did the same type of video. But again, they got a couple thousand views. And then we did a whole video just on respraying the grill and the light surrounds on one of your Defender or my Defender.
A screwdriver and a can of spray paint.
I remember this, thinking this was so cool. It was like, now we've found our niche.
Yeah, doing it now.
And then it's basically just a whole video of us
taking it off, painting it,
painting it, all these shots. Like, some of these actually have crazy views. Like, then this was the first. This is like the first proper TirsbaekTV mod video. Was the straight through exhaust we did to my Defender. So we both look interesting.
Yeah. I look like someone just woke up.
But knowing you probably had just woken up.
Getting old now, just like, okay.
It was probably like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you probably just had woken up. The straight pipe was like a really big deal, that was really exciting, I remember that. And again, quality, yeah, GoPro on the top. But this was a pretty big video, and back then there wasn't really any videos of Land Rovers being modified, or not at least in the way we were doing it, I think. Now there's a lot more out there, but I don't want to say it like we were the first, but I think there wasn't many other. We kind of were the first to do this sort of thing.
In that kind of way, and only going on Land Rovers and being obsessed with
and it was always meant to be a bit more, like, obviously we wanted to be informative and kind of show you how to do things, but it was never meant to be like a step-by-step tutorial. It was just more like, we wanted to have fun and kind of show the end result, like make it a bit more cinematic. Like, we got all these shots of how it's working, and I remember you getting this this hammer thing, but then showing the end result of the over the top. Yeah, and then it just sort of took off a bit from there. So from there, I think what we do next, like this is where it started to to grow, and we started eventually working with some companies like Synchro Gearboxes with the Slick Shift. They sent us out. That was another great video. Defender Demisters. Like we started working with some companies and reviewing their products. Then we got Project Bob. But one last video we need to touch upon is this, the Defender Showdown. Ooh. So this has 370,000 views, and I think to this day is our most viewed video.
Yeah.
Again, kind of slightly Top Gear inspired, like let's make a little test track and just, like do a timed lap.
We did the whole thing in just like one day, from waking up not having any idea what we should do till actually going out and doing this, and it ended up being the most successful of all our videos. The most views at least. So it was very wet and muddy and just an arable harvested field, and we took my TD5 Defender, your VA90 out, and basically marked out a racetrack around the field and said we would time it and see which is faster, basically. But the reason it's controversial is because, well, for a number of reasons. People said that the Defenders are not meant for this, like they're not rally cars or something, and we shouldn't be using them for this, or like I wasn't a good enough driver, I was driving like a granny or something, or there was all kinds of, like, people, I don't know, it just seemed to irritate people. But obviously that also led to ridiculous number of views. And then the other hilarious thing was people had a problem with my legs. Oh yeah,
if you remember. So basically I'm standing here, you know, doing the intro of the videos we do now, and there was a load of comments saying my legs were too wide. There was people like, why are you standing with your legs so wide apart? And there was quite a lot of comments about it, and people got really annoyed for some reason. So when we did the follow-up to this video a couple of years later, we made a joke that we'd like duct tape my legs together or something to make sure I didn't stand with my feet wide apart, to make a whole joke out of it, because it seemed to really annoy people. And I don't know why my legs were so wide, and I don't know why it annoyed people. I don't know, but apparently it did. And 264 comments, Jesus. Wow. So there was some that was like, excellent video, you know, the V8 sounds so cool, and blah blah blah. Oh, 1,000th sub. That's cool. So 5 years ago, 1,000 subs. So thank you, Jay, if you're still watching, Jay. So there's actually quite a lot of positive comments. But again, it was just meant to be a joke, really. Like, it wasn't like a consumer test to see which is actually better versus TD5 versus V8. It was purely just to muck about. Anyway, it was a bit controversial, but still the most viewed video. And we did a couple of follow-ups to this. We did another one, you know, basically doing the same track around the field, and we also involved Project Bob with that. And then we did one more, which was just a straight track race as well. But again, it was just all in the name of fun.
It was.
But yeah, from there on, that was pretty much where things started to become TirsbaekTV as you know it. We got the Creeper, Project Bob mods. We started going to LRO, etc. And we're now almost 20,000 subscribers, which I hope we can hit by the end of this year. I think we're just about an hour now in total. I don't know how long this actual video will be, but it's all just meant to be a bit of fun. Obviously we'll be back to doing what we normally do, but I just thought it'd be so much fun after 10 years to go back and look at these original videos, because they are quite different, as you can probably tell from the kind of things we're doing now. And as we said, if any of you out there were there for the original videos we posted, if you're one of the first 30 or 100 or whatever, or even 1,000, then thank you so much. I hope you're still watching. That would be absolutely awesome. That is 10 years from when this video has been published to when we started this channel, all that time ago, and I look forward to seeing where it goes from here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.